Well, hello there. Welcome back to the office. Kind of made this little corner of my home, cleaned off a desk. It's been a week. We're making progress little by little. The analogy I keep using is we're moving a mountain one rock at a time. That's about the pace it's going to take to get things moving and grooving, but just little wins. In the week that I've been here, we got us walkie-talkies. I got one printer that my dad swore was broken working. I got a scanner and fax machine working. I got his voicemail coming in via email, so he doesn't have to like juggle phones and call in, and he can just pull it from his email, listen to his voicemails right there. Yeah, so little wins, little wins. Biggest thing right now is, like I said, is just taking everything in, learning all the processes and not even processes. That sounds fancier than it really is. Just learn what the guys do day to day. And when I say guys, I mean all three of them. Because at this point, you know, my dad, my two brothers pretty much do 99% of the work. So trying to figure out what's on their three plates on a daily basis and figure out how I can help alleviate some of that pressure and how we can move some items and just kind of shift some things around. I've been doing interviews for a new driver. I did two last week. I did one yesterday. I got another one today. And I think we're at a point now after today's interview. I got a couple more phone calls to make, and if I can get a couple more interviews scheduled, I will. But otherwise, I think we might be ready to start doing some hiring, which is the number one thing these guys need right now is they need more help. Like I said, they've kind of just hit their capacity for what they can keep up with and what they can do in order for the business to continue to grow and lighten the load for them. We gotta get some people hired, so we'll probably be making those decisions later this week, which I know they'll be super relieved. For me, I've just been doing a lot of organizing and kind of setting things up for myself. I have a folder in my notes just for the produce company, and I've got, you know, I take orders now. I've been taking orders for my dad. I did 5 last night before I went to bed. I did 3 Friday night. Did 2 the day before that. Just starting to learn the process of that. But I got my page for orders. I got a to-do list. I've got changes that everyone's been talking about we need to implement later on the road. I got a thing with all my dad's stuff, you know, passcodes and passwords and all that stuff. And then I'm kind of building a morning routine so I know what the routine is. So if, let's say, my brothers need to take a day off or they get sick or whatever, the procedures are kind of there, like, okay, this is the things we need to do on a daily basis. So we're working through it, we're getting through it. But at the end of the day, like I said in the last video, I just get to come down here and I get to see my brothers every morning, first thing I see, and it's just, they make me laugh harder than anyone else, and I love it. I love them for it. And the fact that I just know that all three of these guys are just worn down, worn out, it's motivating me to help them and push forward and make these changes. And I have to keep reminding them, change is hard. This isn't gonna be easy, and it's gonna take time. So patience is a virtue. Alright, so we're pulling out all the product, getting it on the dock, ready to load onto our first truck. So order operations, when the guys get in the morning, they pull all the orders and figure out how many stops they have, how many drops, and then how much product each drop has, so they can kind of figure out how many trucks, if they can do vans versus trucks, that sort of thing. Trucks obviously are bigger, they're diesel, they're a lot more entail to drive a truck. Vans are definitely the best way to go if they can do it. If they can fit it all in a van, they try to do that. Once they have that and have it all printed up and figure out what the routes are, they stack them in that particular order, and then they go in the coolers, and that's when they start pulling product. And they'll start pulling each product and staging it per restaurant. Then the pallets come out here, and we start loading in reverse order, right? So the furthest last stop is the first thing to go in the truck, and we bring it all the way to the first stop at the back of the truck. Trucks are loaded and getting ready to head out. We're just doing last minute spot checks, inventory checks, that sort of thing, so they know they need to come back and pick up, on the way back, pick up anything to bring back. All right, that's it. Wrapping up. Today was a lighter day, relative, depending on who you ask, but Everyone's out doing deliveries. I made another 4 phone calls for interviews. I got 2 more scheduled for tomorrow. And I think we're good, depending on how these 2 that I have coming in tomorrow. I got 1 guy I'm ready to offer position to. These 2 guys are promising, but like I said, time for a face-to-face. And then I left 2 more voicemails, so if either one of those guys call, again, on paper, they look good. Obviously I want to do a phone interview, ask a few questions, poke around a little bit, and then if everything's good, then we will do face-to-face, and if that's good, then, you know, I'm ready to hire, so put on your game face. Got a job waiting for you. My truck needs a wash. I got spit on. It rained and a little bit of, like, a lot of dust and a little bit of rain makes a really crappy looking truck. And it has begun. I swear, October 1st means Christmas shopping. I mean, I get it, cool, you know, plan ahead. Some people are planners. You know, they need 90 days to start shopping for Christmas. I get it, I get it. I'm not ready for the music though. Whew. I'm not ready for the music. Like for reals, where's the Halloween music? Where's the Halloween decorations? Was that up 90 days ago? Did they just take down all the Halloween decorations and they've been up all summer and I missed it? Christmas is pretty magical though. I will admit that. It's probably the only holiday that I actually miss the kids being small, like opening presents and whatnot. That's probably one of the only things I miss the kids being small about. Tomorrow's my brother Austin's birthday, so I stopped over at Bevmo to give him a bottle of whiskey. Austin's a bourbon guy, whiskey guy. Used to be a vodka, gin guy, I think. And then Travis is a bourbon guy who also likes vodka. I'm the oddball, I don't like bourbon. My dad's a whiskey drinker, always has been. All growing up it was Crown Royal, Canadian something. It's like a Canadian whiskey, VO, Seagram's, 7. He drank all that stuff when we were growing up, so he was a whiskey guy. Makes sense that at least somebody in the family is, but both my brothers love bourbon, whiskey, that sort of thing. Austin specifically is like, that's his main thing right now. Used to be a vodka guy, now he's a bourbon guy. And I feel like Travis is still a bourbon guy, but he drinks vodka primarily now. And I, of course, am the tequila guy. Back at my dad's house, if you remember a few weeks ago, I was over here hanging up these lights for him in the kitchen, and well, he bought these, I don't know, 100 watt, I think they were 100 watt bulbs, like the Edison ones. They're really cool looking, I really like them, and it has like that amber tint to them, which I dig, but way too bright for not having any kind of diffusion or filter on them, like just open air like that, way too bright. So I went to Home Depot, I had to return something anyway, and I picked up a couple of 40 watts, so way less bright, but also clear glass, because he was saying that it was just too orange. Hard to tell right now because all the daylight's coming in from the back door, but it seems like it's light. I mean, going from 100 watt to 40 watt is a big difference, obviously, but it's almost like I'm wondering if like it's still gonna be too bright because it's clear glass. Maybe the amber would have been better at the 40 watt. I don't know. In any case, I'm trying to help him out the best I can because he's just too busy to do it on his own. So if he doesn't like them, there's the receipt. You can take him back and get his own. I tried. Somebody has a bloody nose. Yeah. And we're learning new things. Apparently, you're not supposed to tilt your head back.
Still coming out.
Oh yeah, it's coming down your fingers. Yeah, you knocked something loose, dude. And you were just blowing your nose?
Yeah.
Dang.
My neck hurts.